This is a video I have been avoiding for a long time for multiple reasons, but predominantly because I don't want people to trust me any less. I don't want them to view me differently. But as you can probably see through the videos that I've been posting recently, I'm going on this like personal development mission of caring less of what people think of me when it comes to then impacting my self-esteem and the view I have of myself. I just need to respect my decision and realise that it's the best thing for me, and that hope you guys support me. And if you don't, then that's just something I have to bear. So the big revelation is that in the traditional sense, I am no longer a classroom teacher. I still teach, I'm still a part of the education system, I still have to behaviour manage every day, I still do lessons, I still do assessments, all that jazz. It's just not what you would normally view as a classroom teacher. So I still view myself as a teacher. I put teacher as my occupation on my notice of marriage, for example. I still teach, I still have pupils, I still care about my pupils, their academic progress, their mental health, their well-being, all of that stuff. I still do that. It just looks very different for me now. And I probably will do a separate video on that because I don't think it's an avenue that very many people know, even more experienced teachers. I mean, I didn't know that this was a thing until somebody brought it up to me, so I will do a separate video on that. But for now, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the reasons behind my move, and there are multiple, but I think it's worth just summarising it. So essentially, when I left my last school, it was the end of a temporary contract. In fact, I actually resigned so that I would leave 1 month earlier, but I wanted to leave in like the end of December rather than January, just because I'm very much into the new year thing, and I didn't want to start a new year, a fresh start in the middle of January. It just felt odd to me, and I think it's nice to leave at the end of a term, because then for the children, they have the holiday and they come back and there's something new, rather than having the 2-week holiday. Then I have to behaviour manage after that transition, which is always tough, and then somebody comes in and they're all dysregulated again. And I just thought it's easier, leave in December. They were an absolutely lovely class. I miss them dearly. I think it was a shame that I wasn't able to stay on. The opportunity arose, but then it didn't work out. So that physically was the biggest factor. You know, it was the coming to the end of a contract and I was gonna go anyway. But there's also some reasons why I didn't start to look into new schools. And that was just because I felt like I had lost a lot of confidence. I became very, very hyper aware of things around me, and I noticed that I was always scared of getting told off. And that might be due to the school I was in. I obviously have been in that school for a long time, so I haven't been in very many environments since, so that was kind of what I knew. But I noticed that I was getting steadily worse. So if a member of SLT came into the room, even though most of the time it was complimentary, it was saying nice things, it was to see specific pupils about something, it wasn't anything to do with me, I would straight away get really frightened, get really, okay, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? If I sat down for a second and somebody passed my door, I would straight away stand up as if it was a bad thing. And I'm like, I'm not sitting down out of being lazy. I'm just sitting down because in that moment I was maybe doing the register or marking something or just jotting down something on a post-it note for later. But I was becoming so paranoid in a way, and it just wasn't good for me. You know, if I always feel like I'm doing something wrong, and you think about the amount of learning walks and looking at books and all that jazz, and well, maybe I was just more clued in on when I was getting constructive criticism versus when nice things were said. But when the nice things were said, I was just like, oh, good. Versus when the constructive criticism was given, I was taking it really, really personally. And I identified in myself that it wasn't healthy. I needed a little break, and an opportunity came up, which is perfect, and I absolutely adore. It's almost the best things about teaching, and all those things that people complain about, they don't apply anymore. And I love it so much. I am getting my confidence back. I am constantly getting complimented at the end of the academic year, so July, I got a really nice handwritten card from one of the directors, and I just think I never got that in school. And I find that I'm working less hard, I'm being praised and acknowledged more, I'm having a stronger, longer lasting impact on specific pupils, and I just think it's amazing. It's really rewarding and I'm really happy. I think that was the thing. I was so scared for so long of sharing this with you, thinking that it would ruin Petite Primary, thinking that people would no longer find me relatable because I wasn't in the exact same situation as them. But I still do remember all of those classroom things. You know, I haven't just suddenly forgotten and swept it under the rug. I completely acknowledge how it can be hard, and I always want to do my best to help. So sometimes I'll even hop on coaching calls and it's got nothing to do with interview support, nothing to do with personal statement. People just want a chat or to ask me things, or if they're looking to get into teaching and they want to ask me questions, I am real with them, I am honest. I am not one for lying to make you feel better about a situation. If you ask my honest opinion, I will give you my honest opinion. And I think that's just something that I am embracing more now. So you will see more honesty from me on YouTube. You will see more transparency from me. And although I might not be physically in the classroom, which means you're not gonna get footage from the classroom or any more classroom vlogs, I still have a lot to say and a lot to share. So I hope you stick with me. If you like this video, then please physically give it a like. Comment your thoughts, hopefully they're positive. Any questions you have in regards to me sharing what I am currently doing, please put them down below as well, because I'm sure you guys are curious, and then I also can answer them in my next video. Thank you for all the support as always. This was really awkward for me to make, but I'm glad I did it. I feel like it's a weight off my shoulders. And I will see you soon for more honesty. See you later. Bye.